Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nana and welcome to the first part of the Sims 4 Magic. I'm gonna call it magic because saying Realm of Magic every single time is a little long. I mean, I find I Am Living, Get Together, things like that. It's just too long. Let's just say magic because we all know what that means. Oh my god, you guys, okay, first disclaimer, I am not sick. I have a cold, and I asked my viewers if you wanted me to wait a little bit before recording, and I did that. But the only thing now is that my voice is like this, and yesterday I sounded like a man. Today I sound like I've been to a concert, so it might just be another few days before I'm ready. And you know what, boo? I'm not okay with that because I want to play this game. I have not been excited. Excuse me. I have not been excited for any game. Okay, small lie. I have been excited for games before, obviously. And The Sims 4 before, obviously. But I think, like, this is the expansion. Is it even an expansion pack? I know it's a pack. I'll just call it a pack. I never really know the difference between pack. I mean, I know it's stuff pack from an expansion pack, but I thought this was an expansion pack, and it's not. But whatever, doesn't matter. My stupidity doesn't really matter to this Let's Play. I usually do not get excited because I think The Sims 4 is lacking compared to Sims 2, and it's just overrated. Blah 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 blah. My opinion. Don't take me for it, please. Don't get too harsh on my butt. At least not today. Maybe later when I feel a bit better. But for this one, I was a little excited. I mean, a little bit more excited than usual, which means I'm really excited because I never get excited. But you know, I saw the title of this expansion out, whatever, this pack, and I was like, you know what? This could actually be a really nice pack for a Let's Play. And of course, for playing on its own as well, I usually don't really play with the supernatural, so I didn't care about aliens, I didn't care about vampires, I didn't care about... What was the last one we got? I don't even remember. That's how much I don't give a shit. Sorry. But this is actually something that I could probably potentially enjoy for a little longer, because it just reminds me of, I don't know, fantasy stuff I always like. But there's something about this that just reminded me of Harry Potter, and I like that. So if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Nana. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, but I love comments the most, so even if you don't subscribe, make sure to leave a comment and let me know down below what is good about your day. So before we get into the whole storyline, because oh my god, I have the biggest story, well, not the biggest, okay, let me stop exaggerating, Anna. I have a storyline for this, and I can't wait for me to like dive into this, but at the same time I don't want to there's a Dutch word, it's like overspoelen, which means like I'm gonna flood you with information, but I do want to, kind of subtly hint a little bit where the storyline is going towards, so you know what's coming for the next parts. But obviously we're not gonna being so helpful. You kind of know what's coming for the next parts, so I'm gonna let the game run just a little while I talk you through the house and the characters. Not too much, because obviously I don't want to bore you, like I said, and I usually have a tendency to talk way too much. That's just because I'm lonely as fuck, and this is my only socializing for the day. Oh my god, subscribe for content. Okay, I'm gonna stop. So this is the house. I actually did a video about that, which is not like the best house, but whatever, you gotta get your views somehow. Who's this? Oh, I actually needed you. Okay, I'll need you another time. I'll get into this. So I saw this house and I was like, ugh. Obviously it wasn't like this, I kind of tweaked it, but I finally found an excuse to flipping like to use black. That's what I was trying to say in a really hard way. I finally found a reason to use black, and I'm like I'm all in for it, because I have not been able to really furnish a house like this before. from 1, because I suck at decorating, 2, because I suck at building, and 3, because I just feel like it's kind of weird to have like an island living expansion pack which is black. I mean, it could be, but I was like, maybe tropical is better. So I am more than excited about this, and there's certain things I need to show you just so that I can be like, you know what, good job you guys, because oh, okay, nice, the bills came just right away, because you know life doesn't stop for anyone, god damn it, definitely does. So I'm gonna take you guys into cast first. I think the house kind of speaks for itself. We have the bedroom of the siblings and grandma's bedroom, and yeah, I decided for this let's play I was gonna do with a family, and instead of just the normal parents, whatever, you know, I was gonna go with grandma. And I feel like grandma is a lot nicer because it brings more to the storyline, and it has possibilities for like the family. Obviously everyone has mom and a dad, so you don't know what happened to them, but they could be dead, they could not be dead, anything is possible. Quite right now they don't have a relationship, because there's no option to make them like your grandma. Eventually I want to add their parents in and then connect the parents to the, how do I put this, connect the parents to the grandma and then the kids to the parents. I think that should fix the gap. But anyway, right now I haven't done that yet because I spent like 4 hours trying to get all the mods to work, and that was shite. So anyway, I'm gonna get you through the characters, but I think this might be my new favorite character. I haven't even played with her, but whatever. I changed my mind. So this is grandma. Grandma's not too interesting, but I wanted to make her look a little bit like she was up to date on the fashion slightly, and she for the rest there's nothing special about her. I don't really usually make grandmas. I need to do like a custom content shopping for grandmas specifically, so don't mind how she's looking, but this is what she looks like. And obviously I think the columns mod is a bit broken as well, and I haven't fixed that, so don't mind the cast, but that's what she looks like. But these are the 2 main characters that I'm really excited to talk to you about. Oh, that was smooth. But this is what she looks like. This is 𝙨𝙤𝙥𝙥𝙤𝙢, and we have her brother, whose name is Darwin Spivey. Now, I did do a video in the last, I think it was the last video I did, so if you haven't seen that, you can go ahead and go there, where I basically made the Sims. I did tweak them slightly because I wanted to give them the new traits, so you might notice that, but honestly it doesn't really matter that much. It doesn't change anything, to be honest. This is, like I said, 𝙨𝙤. 𝙨𝙤 wants to be a purveyor. Purveyor? Okay, this is gonna be fun. How do you say this word? Purveyor or purveyor? I want to say she's gonna be the pervy of potions. The pervy, because like we like pervy Sims, like we like pervy people. Actually the type to like fight people. Maybe she would be, but there's always someone that doesn't want to fight and just wants to brew things and blow things up, and I feel like that's what she is. Now her personality is that of a loner. She loves being alone, and to give a little bit of a backstory, she has always just had her grandmother and her brother, and she's older than her brother, so she was always the oldest of the 2, but then her brother always took care of her because girl is a little bit erratic and she's also a slow learner. Now in Sims terms, there's really not a good trait, I haven't found it at least, where you can say this Sim is probably a little bit behind mentally on other people, or this person is ahead of their peers, or this person develops slower. I don't want to make it sound like I'm gonna make the most stupid Sim, because I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying to say that this Sim, she's not stupid, but I wanted to have something I have never had, and I've always had Sims that are, I wouldn't say they're perfect, obviously they have their flaws, and you know, but I've never had a Sim that had a mental flaw that really would or could hold them back in life, and I felt like I wanted her to have that. I'm not saying like she looks like anything, that's definitely not it. It's not the way that she looks, it's just the way that I feel like I want her to be. So she, as a slow learner, she has developed a little slower, and she learns slower than other people. I wouldn't say she's clueless, but it takes a while for things to process to her, so she takes longer to read a book, she takes longer to follow instructions. It's just not as natural to her to do those things as other people. So that's what I mean with a slow person, not like dumb. So just wanted to put that out there, because slow people are not dumb. There's like a difference. Like, some people are really good at catching up on things, but they're stupid as hell. So that doesn't mean anything. And erratic, I think erratic can just be so much fun. And I have a whole story on how she became this way, which I think just blends everything together, but I talked way too much about her, so let me just show you one of the outfits that I gave her from this actual pack. So this is what came with the pack. I did not give her 6 outfits based on the pack. I want to do probably a makeover in a few parts where I feel like they're actually like indulging in the world of witchcraft and kind of like dressing like it, but for now I'm just like, this is fine for me. So this is what she looks like. Now you may notice that both of these Sims have, actually all 3 of them have, gray hair and gray eyes, and that is something that every person that is able to do witchcraft is born with. It's something genetic. It's something that's passed down from family into family. It's like a flaw, but it's actually like a cool flaw. I think they call it like it's hereditary. Sorry, English is not my native language. I mean, it should have been, because I'm like half English, but nobody ever taught me English besides myself, so that's fun. So certain words I'm like, okay, what does that mean? But I think it's hereditary, whatever that word. She got it from her family, and yeah, basically she has gray hair, gray eyes, and then, for example, her mother did not have it, and her mother did not have kids. No, that's not possible. Their mother didn't have gray eyes or gray hair, and she was not able to perform any witchcraft, but both of their dads did. Which there's not really it doesn't matter if you marry a person that can do witchcraft or not. It's completely random whether or not the genes are passed down, but so far everyone with this hair color has been a witch, and it's like the easiest thing to tell. I mean, outsiders wouldn't know, but we know. That's how you can tell that these bitches are witchcrafts. Her brother is actually completely opposite. So her younger brother, wants to learn, or wants to accomplish spellcraft and sorcery, which means he wants to crave, he craves, he doesn't want to crave, he craves it, a deep knowledge of the arcane magical arts. I feel like he wants to know everything there is to know, but he's also most likely to beat people up with his wand, you know. I mean, more than one wand, because, you know, he could probably beat people up with it. And yep, 20, 21, yeah. He's very competitive, so he takes competition very seriously, confident, and he's very mischievous, whatever. And oh my god, I have to say, this is my favorite fucking custom, not even custom content. This is my favorite content that's ever come into the game, with the game. You know, I never knew I needed this as much as I know now. But oh my god, it came with the damn pack and I love it. It's like, it gives me the vibe of like, I don't do what you want me to do. I'm gonna do what I want. And I did give him some other clothes as well. Actually, he has, I guess you cannot tell because of his clothes, but I'm gonna just take it off so you guys can tell. Let's take it a bit like this. He has some plugs, he has some piercings, he's that type of guy, and I absolutely love it. There's also one other thing that comes with the gray hair, the gray eyes. I wouldn't say it's logical. It's definitely not realistic, but I wanted it to kind of be like a birthmark, and okay, maybe a little bit of weird of a birthmark, but until I find something else that I actually think like looks like a birthmark, or maybe I should make my own, I don't know. This is like a birthmark, so everyone has the same birthmark, including grandma. It's just something that comes with, you know, more signs that I guess you're a anyway. I probably said way too much, but you know what, I'm just like, I don't know, sometimes I'm just really stoked to, you know, start something. I tried saying before, both of these siblings are in fact witches, if you want to call them witches, warlocks. I'm not sure the proper terms quite yet. I haven't really been into the game what they refer them as to, but they can practice magic. It's just so happened that neither of them really has had any signs of magic, and the only person that really knows is grandma. Grandma knows what they're capable of, but grandma has not been able to tell them so far. Grandma kind of solemnly swore that, I need to cough 1 second, all better. So Grandma made an oath. She swore not to tell anyone, not to tell her own flesh and blood, her own grandchildren, the truth about who they were and who their family was, in order to protect them. A lot of bad things has happened when they were young, and luckily they don't remember anything from it. The only really Grandma, however, has never truly forgotten, and she has raised these kids as they were her own. And even though they were her family, they were her daughter's kids. Both of them are from a different dad. They have the same mother. And coincidentally, both of them actually inherited the gray hair and the gray eyes. So they are both capable of performing and practicing magic. It's just like Grandma has never had a chance to really tell them. She promised that she would take care of them and nothing would ever happen. Nothing would ever happen to them. She swore that she would protect them the best that she could, and she pretty much sheltered them from a lot of the things that normally she would have told. Like, for example, her daughter knew what her mom was way when she was younger, and they have tried for years to figure out whether or not she was able and capable of performing magic. But Grandma knew in her heart that without the gray hair and the gray eyes, there was no way in heck that she would be able to perform such things. But in the end, she found a guy that she wanted to have kids with, and it kind of made up for the loss of not being able to perform magic by marrying someone who actually can perform magic. The only thing is that she realized she loved someone else sooner or later and had another kid, and that just stirred so much drama. And in the end, both relationships just ended. These kids were just pretty alone in this world. And it's then when Grandma said, "I'm taking these kids in and I'm going to take care of them." A lot of things have happened as well. That's kind of like the only thing I want to say right now, because I don't want to spoil anything. I mean, if I say anything now, it's not going to be fun, right? But let me just say there's a lot of drama happening in this family. There's a lot of secrets and things like I've planned, and I don't want to give it away right now. But trust me, it's going to get really good if I can actually pull this off. Anyway, but Grandma here is a witch. She can perform magic. She likes to perform a lot of practical magic, which is nice because I get to actually see that happening, and I can also like learn to other ones. But their kids, like I said, have not shown any signs of magic yet, and it wasn't until now that she has been ready to tell them the truth. And she's called them out to come downstairs, come outside to actually see her perform magic. And I wonder what the reaction's gonna be, because like I would be fucking scared pantless if my grandma all of a sudden just like started performing magic. Like I would be like, "Grandma, what the hell? Like what kind of drugs do you just take?" Because that's not normal, you know what I'm saying? So I am really interested to see what they're gonna think of this and how they're going to respond. Emma is showing them some of her moves. Darwin over here is like, "My grandma is not doing this. Like, what is going on?" He doesn't believe his flipping eyes. And her, on the other hand, I have to get used to her names. Merlee is actually like, what? Like, what's she doing? She seems really excited. She, I guess, is more open to things like this. I think she feels like it's probably more like a trick than anything real. It looks like they're both kind of, I don't know, like, what are they thinking about this? Grandma is showing off, and these kids are just like, what is Grandma doing? Like, what is this hocus pocus she's trying to pull on us? Like, this is not real. This is so not real. Oh my god. Because neither of them seemed to believe Grandma, she decided to pull a little prank on them and actually perform some magic on them, which should definitely make them realize something. And oh my god, I guess she got scared. Did actually something happen? I actually don't think anything happened. I wanted to see. Oh, I guess it didn't happen. It was dangerously overcharged. Oh my god. It's feeling really tense, and she's actually gonna lay down a little bit because she cannot believe that her own flesh and blood is reacting like this comedic, and they're kind of just laughing at Grandma like, "Yeah, sure, Grandma." Like, you're performing magic, sure, like yeah, like nice glow sticks you have in your hand, that's totally not realistic. And then I guess she's a little, I don't know, a little, I wouldn't say she's a believer, but she's like, yeah, it was kind of weird how all of a sudden like I got water over me, but maybe grandma had like something fun like hidden in her sleeve, like I don't know, like a I think she might be a little more open to the idea, but I feel like she's just a lot more free-spirited in her head, just a lot more open to fantasies and things like that. And her brother, on the other hand, is quite the opposite. Even though he doesn't really believe his grandmother, he does feel a little bad that he managed to upset her so much that she went back inside, and almost in tears actually. He wants to check up on her, and he's kind of like, maybe grandma has lost it, and maybe the best thing for us to do is just kind of go with it and pretend like all this magic is real and see what she says. I mean, coming inside, he notices that grandma is glowing, and he's not so sure whatever she's trying to pull now, but I think it's definitely making him at least question what he's seeing. Grandma, what's up with grandma actually? She is dangerously overcharged, her final state of spellcaster charge, great power, but also greater chance of failure or death. So what does this mean exactly? I don't know what this means. Oh, I think I just released it? I don't know what this means. It's been a few more hours, and grandma has gathered the youth around her and is telling a story about her entire discovery of being a witch as when she was a little girl. Both of them are really not buying it, and they're just kind of looking at grandma like, I think she lost it. I think she's going through something. Like, grandma has always been a little eccentric, but she's definitely lost it. Like, despite that they don't really believe her on what she says, typical, you know. Well, I mean, I wouldn't believe my mom if she said, hey, I'm a witch. I'd be like, okay, great. Good for you. She's actually sent them on a quest, and she said that I'm sure you don't believe me. I mean, why would you believe me? You've never had any kind of magic in your life. But if I told you that you could perform magic, if only you just believe, told you there's a way for you to get to a world where there's a lot of magic and you can see it with your own eyes, would you trust me and go there and find out for yourself whether or not I'm telling you the truth? And despite that it's a little odd for grandma, and she realizes that if they were witches, they should have had at least some experience with magic by now. They should have had little weird accidents, but nothing really has come through. She is positive that her kids, her grandkids, are able to do what she has been doing her entire life, and she thinks that the magical world of, I don't know what it's called, but she believes the magical world where magic exists can and will bring magic back into their lives, or actually not even back into their lives, it will bring magic into their lives. Looks like she's having a little moment. She is having mood swings, nothing new. He doesn't really believe it. He loves his grandmother enough to at least go visit this magical world and prove her once and for all that magic doesn't in fact exist, and maybe she needs, to get out of the house a little more often, to stop reading her books, and maybe stop playing with light sticks and actually get a hobby that's good for her mind, because she seems to have lost it. Planning on a trip tomorrow morning to go and visit this magical world of grandma in her dreams and stop an end to this story once and for all. And this is not the first time she's brought it up. She's been trying to tell them for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks now that she's a witch, that they need to come, that they're going to discover that they're witches as well in time, and that there's so much to have to learn and so much to need to know before she's too old and she'll pass away. And they're just like, grandma is really losing it, isn't she? Like, grandma is I don't know what's going on. So they decided to move back with her because they were feeling really bad for her. Marley wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, but like I said, she's a little slow, she's a little too imaginative, and I don't think like she's the right person to judge the situation. However, Darwin here has it all together, and he is really, really, really really not buying this story, but he does love his grandma. Time with her. It's been a while since they've been here. They grew up here, but they don't really remember much from it because eventually they moved away to, you know, go to school and to college. And yeah, it's been a while since they're back here, but it was always good times. They just never really realized there was anything magical about this place. But hey, oh, if grandma says there's a place we need to see, we're gonna see the place. Alright guys, I'm gonna end this first part here. I'm sorry there was like a lot of talking and a lot of explanations, but that's kind of what I want with first parts, just to give you some of the some clue about, you know, the storyline. And if the storyline isn't perfect right now, I am trying my best to kind of form it and shape it as I go along. So definitely the next part will be actual like gameplay and stuff, but for this part it's just not gonna happen. Plus I keep coughing because my throat gets really dry from talking so much, so I might have to lay off this part for the next part for a little bit, but we're gonna see about that. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video, hopefully. Bye guys.
Drive me crazy.
Hey.
My strawberry